Yeah, it's recording. Hello! Welcome to Amateur Cooking with Allie. Today we are going to be making pancakes from scratch. Now I didn't know that you could make pancakes from scratch because I always used to buy the pancake mix, but when I was living in Spain with my now husband, he really likes pancakes and we would have to go to the restaurant to get it and we couldn't find pancake mix in the stores. So then I googled it and I found out that it's so easy to make pancakes, you don't even need to buy that mix because we usually have the ingredients at home. So I'm gonna go over how to make pancakes with what you have in the house, if you have the ingredients for pancakes. So first, now this isn't my recipe, I stole this off the internet, I can't take credit for it. We're going to start with 2 cups of flour. Okay, so here's 2 cups of flour. Put it in the bowl. Then we want 2.5 teaspoons of baking powder, not baking soda. Now, if I were a real cook, I would tell you what the difference is between baking powder and baking soda, but I have no idea. Here's 1, 2, and I think we have 1/2 teaspoon here, and 1/2. There. I think that has something to do with making the pancake rise. Then we're going to put in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Let's just do that. That looks about right. And then just stir that around. Now we're going to do the wet ingredients, which would be 1 egg. Now the egg is optional. If you're having cholesterol problems, omit the egg. You don't have to put the egg in. I've done it a lot without eggs because I never have eggs in the house. Not a big egg eater. So I'm going to just put it in the same little measuring thing that I did before. Yeah, and then I'm not going to use this whisk, although I could. I'm just going to use a fork. You want to get that in there? There we go. And then to that I'm also going to add 1.5 cups of milk. Don't look at the brand. Here's one. I have another little thing. Just got married. Okay, stop for a second. Are you stopping?
Yeah.
1.
I stopped.
Okay, so we have our milk and our egg mixture. And I'm just going to gradually pour that in. I'm whisking it with the whisk so that there's no bubbles. I don't know if that's really supposed to be like that, but I don't really, not bubbles, bumps. You want to avoid the too many lumps. You want to focus in on this, see how it gets smooth. It's really interesting. I like to do this instead of going to the gym. Go real fast. Careful though, you don't want to get too much air in it, I don't think. I'm not really sure. Okay, now to this, I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of melted butter. Just put some butter in here. I just eyeballed it. I tend to go a little bit lighter on the butter because I gotta keep this little figure of mine. Shouldn't be eating pancakes, I suppose, but okay, just pop that in the microwave. But ready, you gotta keep your eye on that because butter melts pretty quickly. So if you want to just take a break while I heat up the butter, you can break. So we melted the butter, and now I'm gonna just put the butter in there. Oops, there's a little unmelted part. It'll melt though. And just get that in there, get a little fat in them because, you know, makes it taste better. Okay, now the pancake batter is done. It's looking a little bit thick. Okay, I think they're really thick pancakes. Did I put enough?
Yeah.
Okay, welcome back. It's not just amateur cooking, it's also amateur filming. I never used this recipe before and it came out pretty thick, so I added a little bit more milk. I don't know if that's a good idea or not, but now at least it'll be easier to pour. Here's the secret ingredient. A little bit of vanilla. This is actually vainilla that I bought in Mexico. Now I prefer Mexican vanilla because it's just tastier. Really, it's not fake and it's delicious. So I'm gonna just stir this in. Okay, I also added a little bit of sugar because I like things sweet and I like to be able to eat a little bit of my batter. If you don't add the sugar, the batter tastes like shit. So I'm gonna pour, I put a little bit of vegetable oil in here. I don't know if that's a good idea. Usually the first few pancakes I burn. But I'm gonna try it again because I always forget to get cooking spray. And I like a big pancake. So I'm gonna put that much in. Do this, lick my finger. Now it looks like I'm deep frying the pancake, which is probably a bad thing. But the first one is always a tester. So I shouldn't have made it that big, but I'm learning as we go. Okay. We can let this sit. Gonna wait for the bubbles to form, and then when I'm about to flip it, I'll have you back here so you can watch how I flip it. Okay. So you're starting to get some bubbles around here. That's usually a good sign that it's ready to be flipped. Now, flip it like that. Yeah, it's like deep fried. The good thing about my cooking show is that, show me, you learn what happens when you don't do it right. There's so many cooking shows out there that show you what it's supposed to look like when you do it right. But I think it's really important to know the other side of things. So here's our first pancake. It's getting pretty fat. I might have put a little bit too much baking powder in it. I'm going to squish it down like that. Squeezes out the sides. I like that. I like abnormal pancakes. Now, like I said, the first one's going to come out like that because it's soaking up all the oil. Okay. Hold on. What I'm going to do, push it down a little bit more, and I'm going to flip it again. Okay, cut.
3.
Okay, so I'm going to flip it again. Oops. I want to try to make it like, woo! Look at that. Fun with cooking. Okay. It kind of looks like a potato pancake because it's all fried, but it's not. I'm going to just push it down on the parts that weren't cooked. And I think it's almost ready to be eaten. Now, I make one pancake at a time because I can't fit any more in here, but if you have a nice griddle, you can make more than one at a time. We make one, we eat one, we make one, we eat one. We don't wait for them all to be done. Okay, I think it's ready. I'm going to take it off, throw it onto my plate. Oops. Let's do this. Oops, slippery little sucker. Okay. All right, honey, zoom out. Zoom out. And I'm just going to keep this hot and show you how I eat the pancake. I might not know how to cook, but I sure do know how to eat. Now you have to smother it with syrup because these pancakes absorb the syrup. I'm just going to cut myself a little piece. Now remember, this is the first pancake, so it might not be that good. And try it anyway. Pretty good. Fun. It's a bit crunchy because it is sort of deep fried. But I like it. Okay. While I do this, I multitask and keep an eye on the second pancake that I put in there to see if there's any bubbles forming. Looks like I'm pretty good. I can finish eating my pancake here because that's going to take a little while. And that's it. Come back with me. It's as easy as that. Amateur cooking with Allie. Thanks for coming. Bye.